So you want to get into cybersecurity, but you're overwhelmed with where to start. Maybe you've been watching videos, reading posts, and still feel like everyone else is 10 steps ahead. You're staring at job listings that ask for 3 years of experience, a degree, 5 certifications, your firstborn child, and the deed to your house. I've been there, confused, intimidated, feeling like an outsider in the world full of cyber ninjas. But the truth is, you don't have to have it all figured out. You just need the right roadmap and the right support. This video is that roadmap, and by the end of it, you'll not only know how to break into cybersecurity, but how to thrive in it. Welcome to the NodeVerge channel, where we talk about cybersecurity, technology, and self-improvement. I'm your host, Jay, and today we'll be diving into what it takes to get into cybersecurity. Before I became a senior cyber threat intelligence analyst at JP Chase, I was wiring homes in work boots. Yes, I was an electrician, fresh out of the Marine Corps, trying to figure out what civilian life really meant. Then COVID hit, and just like that, I lost my job. No work, no safety net, and like a lot of people, I had a choice to make. Sit there in an uncertainty or rebuild from the ground up. That's when I found cybersecurity. No degree, no blueprint, just curiosity, grit, and hours of learning when no one was looking. I started out as an analyst, a security analyst intern, which was low pay, high grind, but I stuck with it. All throughout the imposter syndrome, the late nights, staring at the ceiling, through it all. I'm not telling you this to flex. I'm telling you this, if I can do it, you can do it too. I'll walk you through everything I wish I knew when I started. How to get noticed, what certifications actually matter, how to build experience from scratch, and most importantly, how to get that first referral that changes everything. Let's dive in, step by step. Before you grab a cert, before you spin up a lab, join the community. You might be sitting in your room right now, headphones on, bouncing between YouTube videos, blog posts, wondering if you're the only one trying to break into the field. You're not. But here's the truth. If you try to do this alone, it's gonna take 10 times longer and feel 20 times harder. When I started, my first real opportunities came from Slack channels. Not a fancy resume, not a degree, just showing up and being real and connecting with people. Join a cybersecurity Discord server or hop in a Slack channel. Follow people on LinkedIn who talk about things you're trying to learn, but just don't lurk. Speak up, be vulnerable, say, I don't know how this works. Ask people, what should I focus on? Offer value too. Share what you do understand. If it's just finally getting Wireshark to work or something you learned in your home lab, that's fine. Because here's the secret. The internet remembers the ones who show up and the ones who are consistent. When you engage, when you ask good questions, people notice. That's where referrals come from. That's where your shot comes from. You can have all the skills in the world, but if no one knows who you are, you're invisible, no community, no visibility, no job, period. Let me guess, you got 20 browsers open, 10 different learning paths saves, and your brain's doing cartwheels trying to figure out if you should learn Python, buy a lab, or start applying for jobs today. Before we even touch a keyboard, let's talk about one thing that'll separate you from 90% of beginners: soft skills. Yes, I know it's not flashy like hacking, networking, or spinning up a home lab, but listen, cyber is a people-first problem. You can have all the technical knowledge in the world, but if you can't communicate it clearly, you're going to get overlooked. You need to explain risks to non-technical stakeholders. Calm down a panicked executive when a breach hits. Work with developers, legal, compliance. Soft skills are superpowers. Critical thinking, communication, trying to turn complex issues into clear decisions. Emotional intelligence, you have to have empathy and build trust with people. Collaboration, you have to be able to work well with others. And this is something you practice. Start with active listening, like really listening when people speak. Join a cybersecurity Discord or Slack group and jump in a conversation. Just say hello. Volunteer to do a 5-minute talk. Write a LinkedIn post, even when it's explaining something you think is menial or something that's not important. You don't need to be a public speaker. You just need to be understood. And in cyber, the one who communicates the best wins. So let's talk about certs and clear one thing up. Certifications are a milestone, not a destination. I know the pressure. You see online, just get your Security Plus and you're in, or just get this one cert and you're in. But a cert alone won't do that. It's what you do with it and how you prove that you know these skills. They show initiative and they get you past HR and they tell the world, hey, I'm serious about this, but don't worship paper. These certs are not like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You don't just collect them for fun. They're the key and they do open doors, but not because of what people think about them. It's not because of what hiring managers think about them. They want to know if you can actually solve the problems with the things that you're learning. You earn a badge, but you have to make that badge worth something. So let's talk about the hot topic, home labs. This right here, this is the game changer. Building a home lab, not something fancy, not some $10,000 blinking lights and racks setup. I'm talking about VirtualBox on an old laptop. Try hacking on a budget Chromebook. Packet tracer late at night after work. Start small, use what you have. Don't let analysis paralysis keep you from getting your hands dirty. Your home lab is your personal gym. This is where you break things on purpose. This is where you install Kali Linux just to see what all the hype is about. Where you test tools you saw on YouTube, or you recreate attacks that you saw on a blog post. It's your playground, it's your story generator. Because when it comes to interviews, when they ask, tell me about a time you troubleshooted something, you won't freeze. Most people recite textbook answers, but you'll be speaking from experience, and that's what sets you apart. All right, let's talk about mentors and what they can do for you. A mentor can save you months, maybe even years. They've already been there where you're trying to go. They know which road leads where and which ones are dead ends. But here's the truth that nobody tells you. Getting a mentor is the easy part. Keeping one, that's where the work comes in. Don't just show up with questions and ghost when the advice gets hard. You have to listen, not just nod and say thanks, but to actually put their advice into action. Let them see that you're serious, that you don't just want handouts, you want guidance. Because mentors, they don't invest in potential, they invest in effort. And when they see you moving differently, making changes, growing, applying what they taught you as well, that's when the real magic happens. That's when doors open, introductions happen. You go from being a mentee to a protege. Now let's talk about degrees. Here is the cold hard truth. You do not need a degree to break into cybersecurity, but it helps. A lot of people on Twitter may disagree with that, and they don't want to admit that. I know we all want a shortcut, but if you're starting from zero, a degree gives you something that's hard to get otherwise. Access to internships, job fairs, career services, alumni networks, access to the language of the industry, access to opportunity that really matters. So if you're gonna go for it, I recommend computer science. Yes, it's tough. It means you're building up those mental muscles. Companies pay 6 figures for this later, but you have to get that experience, and a degree will help you get there. If you don't think you're smart enough for this, think again. I'm in a computer science program. It's hard as hell, but I'm making it through. But let's say the degree route isn't for you. Not right now, got it, too expensive, don't wanna do it. There's still apprenticeships, community college. You can work at the Geek Squad at Best Buy, your local computer repair shops. There's a bunch of stuff to do out there. Because here's the secret. It's not about the degree. It's about the momentum, the forward motion, the commitment to keep showing up when it gets hard, because it will get hard. Pause. There's no shame in where you start. It's how you finish. Lock in. I'm talking about discipline, not motivation, not aesthetics, not another Udemy course you forgot to finish. Discipline. If you're serious about cybersecurity, and I mean serious, you need to give it 2 years minimum. 2 years to rewire your brain to kill distractions, to show up when it's boring, confusing, thankless, you name it. Because that's where the growth begins. And here's the uncomfortable part. You've got to cut the noise, the parties, the endless gaming, the drama. You don't have to disappear, but you do have to prioritize. Because what you're trying to build takes energy, takes time, takes you. Have this hard convo with your friends. Let your family know, hey, I'm on my grind right now, I'm focusing. You don't have to be the smartest or the fastest, but you do have to show up when no one's watching, no one's clapping, no one's validating. You gotta treat this like war, because your future, this is it. You don't need talent, you need discipline, at least 2 years of it. And that's the cost of transforming and getting that first role in cybersecurity. Now, I do have to say this, don't do it for the money. Yes, cybersecurity is very lucrative, no doubt about it. But if that's your only reason, a 6-figure bag, you're going to crash. Because in reality, it's a lot of work, it's boring, it could be mind-numbing, repetitive, alert fatigue, log reviews, documentation, ticket queues. This isn't Mr. Robot every day. This is grinding in the shadows and learning how networks really work, how threat actors move, how policies fail. This is patience, discipline, and humility. If you're not in it to learn, and you're not in it to protect, to sharpen your skills, to actually care about the mission, burnout is inevitable. It will happen. It's a guarantee. This field will humble you. You will feel imposter syndrome. You will be behind. You will question if you're even cut out for this. And the money, it won't be enough to carry you through that. But if you're here for the right reasons, you'll fall in love with the process, the protection, and the craft. The rewards will come, the money follows mastery, always. I'm not gonna hold you, cybersecurity pays well. But if money's your only motivation, you won't make it. Fall in love with the mission. Now this part right here, you need to fight for internships. You want a shortcut? It's not another cert, not another course, it's an internship. Doesn't matter if it's paid or unpaid, remote, on-site, big company, or tiny company. The internship is your golden ticket. This is how you see how teams actually work. You'll sit in meetings, shadow people, handle real incidents. This is your bridge from knowledge and application. It's about the people, because when they see your work ethic, your curiosity, and your growth, they remember your name. That's how full-time offers happen. That's how careers are made. So fight for it like your future depends on it, because it does. Email hiring managers, follow up twice. Say yes to the small gigs. Get in your building, get your foot in the door. Internships equal full-time offers. Fight for one like your future depends on it, because it does. So where do you actually get experience? I get asked this all the time. Most people think they have no experience. Think again. Let's break this down. I always hear things like, I didn't go to school, I've never had a tech job, I just mess around with computers. And I say to that, perfect. You're closer than you actually think. Have you ever built a PC, a gaming PC? That's hardware knowledge, troubleshooting, component compatibility, airflow planning, BIOS config, that's real stuff. You ever helped your parents recover a password on their Wi-Fi? Hey, that's networking. That's device provisioning. You've ever modified Minecraft or flashed a custom ROM or jailbroke an iPhone? That's system thinking. So let me ask you this. Did anyone teach you how to do that? No, you taught yourself. And that's the mindset cybersecurity is built on. You don't need a job title to prove you're capable. What you need is the ability to take initiative and go forth and figure things out on your own. Every day is, I've never seen this before, but I'll figure it out. And if you've already been doing that on your own time, you have no excuse. You're not starting from zero, you're starting from momentum. So capture it, write about it, talk about it on LinkedIn, in your community, under a section on your resume, put that on your home labs and say, hey, I've done this before. I built computers, I've reset passwords for my parents. I don't know, make it sound sexy, do what you do. You don't have to sound like a beginner, and you don't have to sound like you've never done anything before. You definitely have. All right, now let's get to the nitty gritty. I'm about to hit you with some hard truth. In cybersecurity, a referral can be the difference between your resume being read or deleted without a second glance. I'm not exaggerating. You could have the perfect resume, the certs, the skills, the drive, but if no one inside the company knows your name, you're just another document in the applicant abyss. Here's what people don't tell you about cybersecurity. It's not just knowledge, it's about trust. Trust spreads through people, not paper. That's why community isn't optional anymore, it's your pipeline. Every Slack group you join, every Discord conversation you contribute to, every post you make on LinkedIn, those are digital handshakes. Seeds of reputation, if you will. Because here's how it actually works. A recruiter will ask an employee, hey, do you know anybody who we should talk to about this analyst role? These conversations are organic. A referral doesn't just get you in the door, it helps you stay in the room. Referrals aren't a bonus, they're a strategy and that you need to utilize. It's not an option. Cybersecurity isn't about being a genius. It's not about some Hollywood hacker typing green code in a dark room. It's not about having all the answers. And it's definitely not about being perfect. It's about consistency, showing up every day and getting 1% better. It's about curiosity, asking questions, breaking stuff, and figuring out why. It's about connections, real ones, the ones that open doors and keep them open. So here's what I want you to do. Join a community. Get the certs, but don't stop there. Find a mentor, build your home lab out, share what you're learning on any platform. Get your referral before you apply, and stay consistent. There's no magic, no secret handshake, no overnight success story. This is the way it is. You've got this, and I'm here to help. So let's get to work.